that have street lights out in your neighborhood. We pay for the street lights, so if you happen to have one out, I mean, I know historically the police department used to drive up, take the numbers down, whatever. But if you see a street light that's out, as far as Orange Rockland has a pole, light with a pole, take both. There's a top number and a bottom number, they call it. Write it down. Either call down to the police department, DPW, or the mayor's office, and we'll make sure it gets forwarded on. The idea is to try to get some of these lights fixed, and they're starting to change them out with these new bulbs and stuff. They're a lot brighter and more efficient. That's the first thing. One thing before the next council meeting, January 23rd and 24th, the ASK Elementary 6th grade club, they are going to be performing Beauty and the Beast Junior. I highly recommend it, not because my daughter is part of the cast, but for a 5th and 6th grade program, it's phenomenal. Patricia Halpenny and her staff, it's unbelievable the time and the effort that they've put into this. Like I said, once again, 5th and 6th grade show, you think you're going to a Broadway play. So the show's time is 7 o'clock on Friday the 23rd, and 2 and 7 on Saturday the 24th. So if you can make that, that would be great. Other than that, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Belcher?
Yeah, in connection with the resolution I read earlier on the Orange and Rockland rate increase, I just wanted to mention that I also wrote my own personal letter opposing the increase, and I sent emails out to 10 different cities and towns, and also one city, asking them to also oppose this rate increase. I've already received acknowledgments from the village of Otisville, town of Deer Park, that they have already done that and are going forward with notifying the commission. And I also received acknowledgments from 3 private citizens who also have written letters to the Public Service Commission opposing the increase. The Consumer Protection Board for the people of the state of New York was disbanded several years ago, and we have no protection. So the more involvement we get, written involvement and letters of opposition to the Public Service Commission, the better chance we have of at least getting some kind of reduction in the increase. Maybe not a denial. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And like he said, only three residents reported back to him that they've sent letters. It's very important that you send your letters in to the commissions, because if they hear from 3 people, it doesn't matter. They hear from more. They hear a lot of people scream, I don't want my rates going up 5% in electric and 16% in gas. That's what you need to do. You need to scream at the mountaintop. Mr. Cunningham.
Nothing.
Mr. Pavoza?
No new business. Thank you.
Mr. Hendricks.
Although the regular meeting is moving right along, I have numerous things to request under executive sessions. We'll be here a while. Make a motion for executive session to include police contractual with both PBA and Humane Society, invite the chief. DPW contractual with regards to National Land Trust / stormwater application, invite Mr. Farr, Rivera, and Ms. Majinski. DPW personnel, Mr. Farr, Building Department personnel, invite Mr. Rivera. CDA contractual with regard to the executive director contract, invite Ms. Majinski. And city-owned property contractual, and again invite Ms. Majinski because it has relation to the CDBG grant. And I make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hendricks, second by Mr. Cunningham, to go into executive session, or for executive session. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Ritchie?
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to mention that January 27th at 7 p.m. we're having our second ward meeting. So 7 o'clock in the council chambers. And Mayor, I also have a resolution to read. The City of Port Jervis, New York, whereas Future Home Technology Incorporated has submitted documents together with Excel Homes of New York, LLC, concerning a sublease between Future Homes and Excel along with the asset purchase agreement and addendum to 2011 pilot. And whereas Future Homes has made presentations to the City of Port Jervis Industrial Development Agency at prior IDA meetings by its council, and whereas the city has received the relevant documents, and whereas the city has previously approved by resolution at the November 24, 2014 and December 8, 2014 meetings, the addendum to 2011 pilot, and whereas Future Homes has since advised the city that it will redeem and pay off or has already redeemed the bond, and whereas upon review of the lease and the pilot, such action require an additional amendment to the addendum to the 2011 pilot. And whereas the most recent addendum to pilot agreement is annexed here too as Exhibit A, and whereas the most addendum to pilot agreement is necessary to correct the omission in the prior version approved on December 8, 2014. Therefore, it is hereby resolved that the City of Port Jervis, by vote of the City Council, hereby consents to and approves the newest addendum to pilot agreement as annexed in this resolution. And I make that a motion.
Second. I have a motion by Mr. Ritchie, a second by Mr. Bell for resolution to addendum of the Future Homes Technology sublease. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Oden
No, Mayor.
and Mr. Siegel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When we were talking about Warwick, I got really excited about it, and I left, and I ran home, and I dug out downtown strategic plan that was done in 2003. We have it digitally copied. If anybody would like to see it, you're welcome to get a copy, or something's going to be on the webpage. But this is a head start.
I can't put it on the webpage because it's so big. It's a huge document.
Well, if anybody wants it, we could get it to them.
I could send it to him through Google Docs.
Yeah. But this is a good head start. It's full of documents. Actually, one of them is about the railroad yards. We're working out about the railroad, but it's an inventory of what we have, and it's an idea of what we can do. So we're one step ahead with this. So I'd like to thank all those people involved in 2003. Judy, you were one of them, for getting that done. On to newer business. Many people don't know, but many people do know that the Meals on Wheels program has been modified as of the first of the year. It's a lot different than it was in 2014 and before. It's frozen meals, and there are a lot of concerns. There was one compliment, there were several negative comments, and there were some no comments. The program is missing some things they had before. For example, there is no emergency meal. People that would normally get it today did not get one. Previously, there was always one in the freezer, and they could heat it up. It's not there, and there's political BS on why it's not there. So I'll be looking into that. Talk to the mayor about it before I do what I'm going to do. But if people... Well, I didn't do anything.
It's all right,
I just had
I'm not
conversations.
I've already talked to the county executive.
If you have concerns, you need to get them to the mayor, get them to me, get them to Kathy Shortell. They need to know about this program, because the program is there to help people. And if the people that don't want to be involved in it any longer get out of the program, they're going to lose an opportunity they shouldn't lose. So we'll fight for that program to be done either better, righter, whatever the words are. So make sure you contact the mayor's office, Kathy or myself. Kathy will tell you to go to Office of Aging, intake, which is a good idea, but we need to know too. Two people came to me about the sewer fee, and it was just stated earlier that if you do not have sewer, and several don't, to go fill out an affidavit so you don't have to get billed. I'll tell those two people that contacted me. If there's anybody else, please call the mayor's office or go to the city clerk. And there was an article in the paper today about something I didn't know. You cannot dispose of any electronic equipment, TVs, monitors, keyboards, or cables in regular garbage any longer. Any retailer that sells that stuff has to accept it in return, as well as Advanced Recovery, which is down in West End. So it's an effort to keep recycles out. It doesn't go in the yellow recycle cans either. It's an effort to keep the recyclables out of the landfills. It's a good idea. We'll probably see TVs and monitors laying along the street or something.
No, you can take that to the transfer station. I think they take one a day.
Yes.
Or you could take it to the transfer station.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I know, but
That's right.
I don't go there with it.
Advanced Recovery will take it too.
Yeah, I mentioned
Because they
it.
make
So,
money off.
keep that in mind because it's a $250 fine, even if you get caught putting in one little cable. And the cables, by the way, if you have that, you can put them on free cycle. I give out boxes of cables all the time to people on free cycle. Okay, enough said about that, and that's the end of my, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Where do you get boxes of cables from?
Yeah.
I build computers,
Financial recovery.
You gonna have Advanced Recovery?
Off
There,
off the
computers.
poles. Off the poles.
All right, with that, we come back to our second public comment period, 3-minute limit on anything that we discussed here tonight. Anybody like to say anything? Not hearing any, I'll entertain a motion to enter executive session.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Belcher, a second by Mr. Ritchie. We go into executive session, discussion, all in favor? Opposed? So carries.